100,000 police officers on the street, a 20% increase. It will be used to build prisons to keep 100,000 violent criminals off the street. We will have the means by which we can say punishment will be more certain.
The whippings of mass distraction have always been in the play. People follow their sports teams more than they follow the things that's going to affect them every day. So a lot of times the bills are passed and politicians go back and forth, and all of a sudden you turn around and there's a crime bill that not only affects your present, but really seriously affects your future.
Clinton passed a crime bill which allowed now 14-year-olds to be tried as adults, more prisons being built.
The impact of the crime bill is devastating and felt almost immediately. For example, the 3 strikes law, this idea that if you have 3 offenses, that you're out of here, right? Like you go away. It increases your sentencing dramatically. That is embedded into the crime bill.
Violent crimes should be told. When you commit a 3rd violent crime, you will be put away and put away for good.
Nothing at all, boss. You're nothing at all.
Sentencing discrepancies when it comes to drugs.
Cocaine versus crack.
Crack, cocaine.
Cocaine versus crack cocaine.
The penalty for possession of 5 grams of crack cocaine, the drug used and sold by many young blacks, is 5 years in prison. The penalty for possession of 5 grams of powdered cocaine, the drug favored by the white middle class, is probation.
Hey, what's happening, man? Most of the great day late, dollar short news, live and direct, where we ride for respect, man. You know what to do. Smash the like, the share, the subscribe, all that old good stuff so you be tuned in to the latest and the greatest. Make sure you hit that notification bell. We on the road to 1,000, baby. It's absolutely free to sub up to me. Yes, indeed, man. And today we are talking about the 1994 crime bill versus the crack epidemic. You might ask, damn, Mos, what's that have to do with the price of booty in Beijing? Well, I got the idea from this video from none other than Angry Man. I was on my way to the DMV. I caught on to his live, and I asked him, I didn't ask him a question. I actually commented on him and told him that I disagreed. He asked me what I disagreed with, and I told him. For those of you who are not familiar with the 1994 crime bill, it got passed while Bill Clinton was in office in 1994. And what it was mandatory minimum sentencing. The 3 strikes law, it took a lot of fathers out of the black household for a long time, broke up the family dynamic, but that was after the crack epidemic. Now, when you want to talk about, family dynamic, in the crack epidemic in the 80s, man, I saw personally women sell their kids to dope dealers. I saw a woman sell her 14-year-old daughter to the dope man, for $500 worth of dope. Her 14-year-old daughter. I've seen dope dealers come into homes and take presents from up under the tree on Christmas Eve. I've seen people get unalived over, a dime rock. The crack epidemic hit way different, man. And if it wasn't for the crack epidemic, in my humble opinion, I believe there never would have been a 1994 crime bill. So you can't, have one without the other. But Angry Man's argument was that, and which is true, there was a lot of turf wars and people warring over drugs and territory, and innocent people got caught in the melee of people warring over these drugs. Yeah, that is true. That's undeniable. But they never would have been warned hadn't it been for the crack, in the 80s. And allegedly, crack was made in a laboratory in UCLA. I'd have to get Bobby Ye Imperial Vision in here so he can give his take on that, man. But the 1994 crime bill would have never been in place if it wasn't for crack. White, I'm not gonna say white people, right? What I will say is the people who had the weight, the people who had kilos, the people who had the powder cocaine prior to it being rocked up, got a slap on the wrist, and the people who were on a lower scale with the crack cocaine, they got sentenced to 10, 20, and 30-year mandatory minimum sentence. So even if the judge wanted to have leniency, even if they wanted to give you a break, like, I don't believe I should give this young man 10 years, for 5 rocks, they had to do it. Because that's the bill that Bill Clinton signed into place, and it broke up the family dynamic in the black community. That was already broken from the crack. He further broke it, fractured it even further with the mandatory minimum sentencing in the 1994 crime bill and the 3 strikes. Governor Pete Wilson with the 3 strikes in California broke up the family even further. So in my humble opinion, like I stated earlier, there's no way you can get one without the other. Which came first, the chicken or the egg, man? You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for crack, man, a lot of these family dynamics wouldn't have been broken up. There wouldn't have been these drug wars. There wouldn't have been people out in the streets arming themselves with weapons to fight this invisible war, So y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Do y'all think that the crime bill was worse than the crack epidemic? Or was the crack epidemic, worse than the crime bill? Y'all let me know, man. This is your host, Most Great Day, Late Dollar Short News, live and direct, where we ride for respect, man. We out.
I'ma need my money like the first and 15. I'm an old school nigga, rock my khakis with a crease. Count money all night, I can't sleep. Shorty give me brains so a nigga can't think. Bangin' L gang and he's passing in the street.